when you started going out to Mifflin, what kind of gun were you using? What would you start with in the beginning?
I had a Remington 700 SPS sniper, police sniper, a little tiny, like 18-inch.
The perfect gun for PRS.
Oh, perfect gun for PRS. 308, all the recoil, was not magazine fed. The BDL blind.
Yeah.
So that was my first rifle. I had a 16 power Vortex HST on top of it. But yeah, I went out to Mifflin the first time. That was the first time I'd ever really shot a bolt action rifle at distance, and definitely the first time I shot further than, I think, 600 yards to that point had been the furthest I'd ever shot. So, and I went to 1,000. I was instantly hooked as soon as I did that. I was like, oh yeah, this is what I definitely want to do. And started shooting Mason-Dixon, which was, humbling for a while.
Yeah.
You're not very good at PRS when you start PRS. So
I know my first long range class was up there with Bill Allison.
At Mifflin, yeah.
At Mifflin. Yeah,
the
so
MPA
it
class.
was the MPA class, right?
Yeah.
So it had Ryan Castle.
Yep.
Directed it. Because I think at the time maybe he worked for MPA. I don't forget if he had some sort of affiliation.
He was sponsored by them, and
Phil.
he had all kinds of dealings all over the place. He was such a cool guy. I got to know him a little bit. He was sort of leaving PRS when I was starting to get into it, but great guy.
And then he had Bill Allison and then Ken Sinofsky was the other instructor. So I got to meet.
Yeah, Bill and Ken are still around, right? Obviously.
So that was my first experience. And I knew nothing about PRS at the time. Like, I didn't know what it was. I went to a class like another week or two later up there with Ghost Firearms training, and then got more training, and then eventually went to K&M with Shannon Kay's place. And then kind of that's when all the PRS stuff really came into play, because that's when Shannon was kind of taking over all that. I think that was 2019 when I started doing all those training classes on doing long range, which was... Again, and then you basically have to go to a match, right? In order to kind of so you were saying you went trained. In order to really progress to that next level, you can shoot all you want, you can think you're good, you can do all that stuff. You need to start then going to a match.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, a match is the cheapest training that you can get, and it's so effective because it's just you're immediately under pressure to perform.